Hey, everybody. It is Ellen Lewis from Crazy for You, and welcome to Crazy for You Live. It's nice to see you. I missed you last week. Got a lot of comments on the fact that I wasn't here last week, and I apologize for that, but I had a very, very important mission, and that was to get my son off to college. So now I am officially an empty nester, and I shouldn't be missing any more Wednesday nights with you. So thank you for your indulgence. But I'm super excited to be with you tonight because I am continuing on this theme of what Mode at Rowan is doing. And I am super excited because they just really kind of have outdone themselves. And I can't wait to share with you this particular book. So hi, Gwen, how are you? Hey, Peggy, nice to see you. From Arizona. Ooh, are you having nice weather out there? So anyway, the book that I wanted to show you tonight is called The Blogger's Edit. And what this is a collection. It's 12 patterns. And for this collection, Rowan went outside of their, what I call stable of designers that typically design for Rowan, people that work for Rowan. And so there are a number of knitters and designers who follow Rowan, in particular Mode at Rowan, and they always knit the designs and they blog about it. And there's a lot of press. And I know that when Mode was first launched last season, they invited this kind of group of people in to sort of preview the line. And I think that was really cute and really fun and very smart of Rowan. And these bloggers and knitters and designers kind of were so excited about it. And I get it because I was excited about it too. I think they started knitting everything and they started thinking about kind of this aesthetic. Now, somebody from Rowan who's listening, Jan or Michael or Linda, you can chime in at any time in the comments and let me know if I'm completely wrong. But that's my take on how the Blogger's Edit came to be. But in any event, it's a wonderful collection of 12 patterns. And I think it's really fresh and really modern. And there's something in there for everybody. So if you're a knit in the round girl, there's something for you. If you're a knit flat and seamed girl, there's something for you also. Classic, kind of trendy. So yeah, so I'm excited to share this with you. So let me just say hi to everybody. 104, still 104 this week in Arizona. Okay, I'm not feeling so bad about what it's doing here. Hey, Jeanette, nice to see you. Anne, always nice to have you. Thank you guys for coming. So let's get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and put this up there. Yes. Okay. So in addition to the designs, the designers themselves kind of wrote a little something about themselves, which I think is really sweet. And I just want to share that with you, if you will allow me. Hi, Terry. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so the first one is Katharina von Blumenthal, and she's lovely. And she says, I started knitting after my eldest daughter was born. Before that, I used to sew a lot, but she always wanted to be held and would only sleep on my lap or in my arms. So I got very frustrated that I couldn't sew. I needed a hobby I could do with a baby on my lap. Okay, that's my girl right there. The first proper knitting project I had was a jumper from a knitting kit. And since then, I knit anywhere and everywhere. I love minimal, clean shapes. And for my Mode at Rowan designs, I really wanted to showcase the beautiful yarns by keeping things simple. I love the way lace knitting instantly gets a modern vibe when it's combined with really chunky yarn. So the Valentina was born. For Lola, a classic raglan jumper, I wanted the focal point to be the beautiful fabric that's created by combining Alpaca Classic and Kid Silk Haze. To keep things timeless and minimal, nothing beats stockinette stitch and a great fit, ensuring this jumper will be a staple in any wardrobe for many years to come. And you know, that's wonderful because I'm all about a hand knit wardrobe. So this is Alola, and this is As I said, raglan knit in the round and all in one piece, and it's worked, as she said, with Alpaca Classic and Kid Silk Haze held together. And that is a beautiful combination. Alpaca Classic is very, very light and soft and downy, and Kid Silk Haze held with that just gives it this wonderful, luxurious kind of halo. So it's really beautiful. It's worked at 20 stitches to 4 inches, and it is very size inclusive. And I believe that there are other pictures of it. So yeah, so you can see that it has this kind of fresh sort of portrait neckline. It's not a crew neck, but almost what I call an ingenue neck. I think this is a beautiful. And the sleeves, again, you can see that they have that little bit of a modern touch to them. They're a little bit full. And I think that's very pretty. I understand that the models really liked the garments in this book too, so that's great. So this is cute. It's a little, I can't really tell if it's really cropped or if it's just that this model is really tall. If I were making it, I might make it just a smidge longer. And I also probably wouldn't work it in the round, but that's just me. Anyway, and this is Valentina. And this is what she was talking about with the way that big wool gives lace a very updated kind of feel. And I think it is true. Hey, Eveline, thanks for joining me. So I think it's true that when you use a very non-lacy kind of fiber to make a lace fabric, you automatically kind of get it out of that grandma's lace sort of feel. Not that there's anything wrong with grandma's lace or whatever, but, you know, it does give it kind of a, you know, a modern vibe. And I think this is really pretty. And this is worked in big wool, and it also is worked in the round. And this is a true drop shoulder. And it, again, has a, like the little puff, what Trish Malcolm was calling the puff cuff, which tends to be a theme just absolutely through a lot of the designs, both in Mode and in other collections that I've seen. So yeah, this is worked on size 15s at a gauge of 10 stitches to 4 inches. So that is Katharina von Blumenthal. And the next is Samantha Hall, and she's adorable. And I'll read to you what Samantha has to say. And I love it. They're all British, so you can tell they're, you know, even in their writing, you can hear that they're British. I learned to knit as a child, but never got past garter stitch. It was not until about 8 years ago when I picked up knitting needles again that a world of creative possibilities opened up to me. I found it amazing that with the same ball of yarn and pair of needles, different textures, patterns, and shapes could be created. Knitting is magic, isn't it just? I was drawn to designing my own knitwear as I found the creative journey of turning an idea into reality challenging and so rewarding. It is a pleasure to have the opportunity to create designs and patterns to help others tap into their own creativity by knitting beautiful items. Seeing a garment come to life with your own hands is wonderful. It so is. Oh, my goodness. My design style is based on classic shapes with subtle details, either with yarn choice or stitch patterns. I create designs that confident beginners can make and advanced knitters will find appealing. My designs for this collection are based on my desire to create versatile garments that will effortlessly slip into any wardrobe, quickly becoming a much-loved staple. Absolutely. And I think when you see her designs, you'll know exactly that she has hit the nail on the head with that. So this is called Rumpled. Well, I had a note on Rumpled, and I don't know where. I'm all out of order, so bear with me. I'm actually looking for Pearl. Well, let's go over here. Where is Pearl? Okay, well, we're just going to have to find Pearl. Hang on. Okay. So this, okay, that is not quite right. Yeah, she did do that, right? Yes. Okay. So the thing that's confusing me is that the designer's name and the design company that she designs under are not the same. So I apologize. Anyway, she designs under this name, Pippi Eve. And this is Pearl. And I think this is so, so pretty. This is worked flat and seamed. And it's also, it's worked with Alpaca Classic held double. So we've got 2 strands, and it's worked at a gauge of 16 stitches to 4 inches. So that would go nice and quickly. I think it's very pretty with this kind of modern slit at the side, which is good. And again, the neckline is not a real turtleneck, but it's just like an expanded, what do you call it? Like not a jewel neck. I guess I called that a ingenue neck. Yeah. Anyway, so this is pretty, and you can see that the lace is just kind of a simple lace pattern that anybody would enjoy making. I think that's beautiful. The next one that she did is, oh my goodness. Come on, sweetie. Where are you? Hazel. All right, so, and Hazel is worked in big wool on size 15 needles, and this is just a fun scarf, just super chunky. Very easy, very cozy. This again is kind of, as Trisha Malcolm had been talking about, the, you know, that kind of all over cozy, big head to toe kind of scarf thing. So I think that's really pretty. They call it a moss stitch, but what I've come to understand is that the Brits call everything in knit 1 purl 1 or knit 2 purl 2 that's not ribbing moss stitch. I call this rice stitch. It's one of my favorite stitches. It's where you've got 2 rows of knits and 2 rows of purl, and then you swap it out. So it's a little bit of an elongated seed stitch. Anyway, it's fun to knit. It's easy to keep track of where you are, and I think it's really, really pretty. So I like that a lot. And I think the model seems to like it a lot too. All right. Yes, very cute. Okay, and the next one is Darcy. Oh, I have my things all messed up. I apologize. Okay, here is Darcy. This, when everybody saw this, I kind of had this as I put this on the promo. Everybody loves this so much because who doesn't love a wrap sweater? I think that's beautiful. And Darcy is worked in Alpaca Classic plus Kid Silk Haze. And as I said, that's just a delicious, delicious fabric. It's worked at 20 stitches to 4 inches, and it is worked flat and seamed. So, and there's no side shaping. I always worry about side shaping because it's hard to know where to put the waist if you're long-waisted or short-waisted or whatever. But anyway, this is a good one. I think a wrap sweater is just so nice and classic. And you could put that, that wrap wherever you like it. And you could also wear it open. I have a wrap sweater that I almost never belt, and I just love it. So that's really pretty. And that is Samantha Hall. Anybody see any favorites? Anybody liking anything in particular? Let me know. All right. So I'm just going through the book here. Okay, so the next designer is, her name is Tiem Safari. And let me read to you what she says, what in her statement. She says, I'm a self-confessed yarn lover, creating knit, crochet, and macrame designs with a modern edge. She's our girl, right? I returned to crafts during a stressful time in my day job and found that it allowed me to focus on something positive and creative, with the bonus that my projects often resulted in something wearable. You know, she said often, but not always. Okay, favoring on-trend pieces that whip up quickly and as seamlessly as possible. My designs vary from chunky cardigans to cotton tops, socks and accessories to Christmas decorations. My pieces for Mode at Rowan use there's my dog, use stitch texture on simple shapes to create modern pieces that will be a joy to both knit and wear. And apparently she's a professional designer, and she says her work has been featured in Vogue Australia and Elle Belgium, and she has worked for various yarn brands and magazines, and she lives in London with her husband, daughter, and 2 equally string-obsessed cats. Oh, so I think that's very cute. All right, so what have we got here? This is, the first one here is called Herringbone. I'm going to find that for you. Okay, so here is Herringbone. And it's called Herringbone because the whole body of it is knit in this herringbone stitch. Can you see that? It's, I don't know if any of you have ever worked herringbone stitch. Tell me in the comments if you've ever worked herringbone stitch. But it's a beautiful stitch pattern. It's really lovely. And so I would encourage you to swatch the herringbone stitch before you start, because it's definitely, it takes some special gauging to get it right and to kind of make sure that you're on the right needle. But I think the effect of it in this deep V pullover is just really, really cute. You can see that there are other, it has a nice long tail. So I think this is very fun, especially for, you know, see how it's shown with these high-waisted jeans? I think that's a very cute look and very different. The sleeves are very, you know, very full. I'm going to look real quick. It's not, so yeah, it's not worked in the round. It's actually knit flat and seamed. So that's good. I'm not sure that you can work, I guess you can work herringbone in the round. You can work anything in the round. But she's chosen to do this flat. So I think that's a cute one. Anybody like this one? All right. So let's see. Peggy likes the ingenue neckline. Yeah, I think that's really pretty, isn't it? And Karen is liking the big rep. Yeah, that's fun. I'll show you that. Again, the big scarf. Yeah, isn't that fun? You might also like this big wrap that this designer has done also. I'm glad you like it, Kaidi. Let's see, Peggy. This one, is this the wrap you like, Peggy? Yeah, I like the wrap too. And Anne says, yes, she likes all of them. I think that's probably most of us. So yeah, you can order this book. I've put a link in the comments and in the description if you are interested. So let me find her big bulky wrap called Cocoon. I had these all laid out on my tabs perfectly in order, or so I thought, but you know what? Best laid plans, right? Okay, so this is Cocoon, which I think is just so much fun. Worked in big wool, obviously, at 9 stitches in seed stitch. And this is when I realized that the Brits call everything seed stitch, because they also call this seed stitch, which is what we typically think of as seed stitch, which is, you know, knit 1, purl 1 over an odd number of stitches. So on the next row, you purl the knits and knit the purls, versus ribbing, where you consistently knit the knits and purl the purls so that they line up. Anyway, it's a great fabric. It's so cozy, and it's got a beautiful texture. So this is a lovely, lovely garment. Like I said, it's worked in big wool, and this color is called, I think this is called glum, but it's a really pretty gray. We have this in stock at the shop, and it's really beautiful. Okay. Hi, Julie. So Peggy, okay, the current one with different lengths. So you like this one, right? Yeah, I like that. So yeah, very, very cozy. I think this is right up there with kind of what we're looking at right now. If we're working at home over the winter and we just want something that's part sweater, part blanket, part bathrobe, I can see this is the kind of garment that you just never take off. You know, you put it on the minute you get out of bed, and then when you get dressed, you put it on again, and you get, you know, put on your PJs and you just put it on again. So I love that. I think that's really, really pretty. And I do think it's really modern. Don't you like that? I think that's such a modern kind of look. And it would be easy to knit. Let me look at the schematic real quick. I think it is pretty easy. Oh yeah, super easy to knit. Yeah, It's just a big, oh, and it has pocket openings. Oh, how handy is that? Don't you love that? I love it when you get this surprise benefit. Yeah, so it's got pocket openings. So moving on. All right, where are we? I haven't finished, have I? No. Oh, maybe I have. Are there any? No. I've got this beautiful girl. Should I do her? Her. Okay, who is it? All right, Lily Kate France. Let me find her because her stuff is very, very cute. Oh, I did have it in order. Yep, I missed somebody. Okay, Lily Kate. Yeah, Lily Kate France. All right. I'm sorry, I completely missed her, so forgive me. All right, Lily Kate France, and she's adorable. And she says, I picked up needles at age 8 and haven't put them down since. I was taught the basics of knitting by my mom and Nan, fell in love with the stitches very quickly, and after making a few bizarre toys and doll clothes, patchwork tortoise, anyone? I soon wanted to begin making garments for myself. At age 11, being adult height and child size meant most conventional patterns didn't fit me, so I wrote my own. From then, I really was hooked. I stepped back from designing for a few years during my teens to focus on textile studies, but now in my early 20s, I've come full circle and knitwear design is a big part of my life again. My designs for this brochure are my signature style of classic with a twist, or at least I'd like to think so. Yarn textures often provide the inspiration for me, so I designed items that showcase each yarn to its best. Brioche is such a lovely texture to work with, and the scale of big wool meant that simple increases and decreases had a bold impact. I love the feel and palette of Kids Classic, so designed a cardigan with 3 complementary colors. Brushed fleece has such a unique light feel that holds 3D shapes so well, and nothing says cozy like a fluffy winter hat. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at her stuff because I think this is really beautiful. This is the one that she's talking about. This is called Rumpled, and this is the one that's worked in brushed fleece. And I think this is so interesting and different. Isn't that great what she's done at the collar and cuffs? This is not a hard thing to do, but it really gives it such a dimensionality. And I can tell you, even though there's a lot of fabric there, brushed fleece is so light and beautiful. This would knit up really quickly. So let me find my notes on this, because notes on every single one so I could tell you about it. And I've probably lost them somewhere in the work. Oh well. This is knit at a gauge of 12 stitches to 4 inches, and I'm pretty sure it is worked flat. No, this is worked in the round up to the sleeves, and then you divide for the sleeves. It's a simple raglan shape with just minimal shaping at the in the arm. So if you're an in the round girl, Kitey, hint, hint, this would be a good one for you if you like that. Okay. And the next one that she did is Dimple, which is super cute. Let me see, is this Dimple? Dimple, yeah, okay. And this is the hat. And she has worked this with 1 strand of Alpaca Classic and 2 strands of Kid Silk Haze for a super lovely, fluffy and lofty fabric. And I think this is just adorable. Look how cute that is. She has these little tiny baubles, and you can tell just how light and snuggly that hat is. And she's topped it with this gorgeous palm. Beautiful. I think it looks wonderful over that model with her fabulous hair. So lovely. Isn't she cute? Yeah, that's a great look. Very fun. So it's always nice to have some fun accessories to knit, I think. All right, and our next one is Midway. This is very cute also. And this is Midway. And this is the one she's done with 3 colors of Alpaca Classic. And I know I had notes on this, but I can't find them. Anyway, I believe that this is 16 stitches to 4 inches, and it is worked seamlessly. And it is a drop shoulder with a slight shaping at the shoulder. But I think this color blocking makes that very fresh, and that big wide neckline I think is very nice and modern with those fun buttons. It might also be fun to do kind of buttons in the in the blue if you wanted. But this is worked in Kid Classic, which is fast becoming one of my favorite yarns. It's such a lovely fiber. It knits up really softly. It's not itchy. It's light. And it's a worsted weight, so it's happy anywhere between like 17 and 20 stitches. Let me just look real quick. So this is worked at 16 stitches to 4 inches in stockinette, and she's using a size 9 needle. Oh, and I lied. It is not knit. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think it actually is worked. Yeah, it is worked in the round. Yep, it is worked in the round. You know, I would probably make this seamed myself just because that's who I am. But anyway, does anybody like this one? I think that's so cute, so fresh. All right. And then last but not least is, hey, Valerie, welcome. Doesn't it look good? The last is Swerve. Let me find this. I know I have it here. Hello. There. So Swerve is actually 2 patterns. There is the scarf and the beanie that go with it, and they are both worked in Rowan Big Wool at 2 different gauges. So the scarf has a looser gauge than the hat, which is obviously tighter, and I think they're cute. And this is a brioche stitch. So it's a brioche that has a lot of increases and decreases in it. So this would be a great, I think this would be a great pattern for your second brioche stitch garment. But isn't that fun? I think it's so interesting how she's made, and she's right about the scale of big wool, really making those shapings in the big wool. They really make a difference, don't they? Look, let's look at that close up. Isn't that pretty? That would be so cozy. I think the hat's really cute. It's going to get very cold this winter. You like that look? Yeah, I like that too. I think that's really pretty and fun. And as you know, brioche stitch is really stretchy. So, the scarf is going to be something that you could like crunch up and have around your neck, or you could even stretch it out. You see how she's got it? I'm pointing at the screen. You can't see me. How she's got it kind of up over her shoulder. I think that's great looking and really different. So tell me what you think. Do you like the blogger's edit? Tell me what you think about the concept? Do you like the concept of, designers who are kind of not part of the whole Rowan aesthetic? And tell me what you think specifically about the designs. Would you knit any? Would you wear any? I think I would knit that pearl. Where is that? I love this. I think that's so pretty. Yeah, I love that. And I think since pearl is knit at 16 stitches, so that's worked, like I said, in Alpaca Classic, held double-stranded, but at 16 stitches, you could work that in Kid Classic, or you could work that in something with a strand of Kid Silk Haze, which is really, really beautiful. I don't have time to go over so many of the things that I wanted to, but I did want to share with you this other book you can bear with me. If you need to go, I get it, but I'm going to go over tonight because I really do want to share this one with you too. This is the Haze book, Mode at Rowan Haze. Let me show you this close up. Okay, this is Haze, and this is designed. These are designs for all of the garments in there take advantage of the yarns that have a little bit of a halo. So there's Kid Classic, Alpaca Classic, Kid Silk Haze, and Cashmere Haze, which is, oh my goodness, they're all so beautiful. And I've seen the trends, and I think you have too, that all of the garments this season are all just so soft, you know, kind of ethereal looking. And I think that you can get that effect with almost any yarn by throwing in a strand of Kid Silk Haze or a strand of Cashmere Haze. And I happen to have a garment that Mary's been working on that I wanted to share with you. Hey, Terry. Hi, Amber. Hey, Julie. Valerie. Thanks for joining me. So one of the garments in here, and I'll show you this first. So this is lovely. Can you see how pretty this is? This is a lace cardigan, and Mary at the shop fell in love with this, and she is making it in this beautiful green. And this is worked at a gauge of, I believe, 16 stitches to 4 inches. And I'm going to get back on me so you can actually see the fabric. Look how beautiful this is. Can you see that? It's just so lovely and soft. And this is the Kid Classic, just kind of by itself. And then when you put the Kid Silk Haze with it, it just adds this extra dimension. They're not exactly the same color, but they're close, and they're just enough difference that the two of them together makes an incredible fabric. Just so, I mean, this is so light, so lovely. And it hasn't been blocked or anything, but when it is, you'll see this beautiful lace pattern, which is an easy lace pattern. So if any of you are adventuresome beginners, this would be a good pattern for you. So let me look at some of these others with you. All right, so this is Rowan Kid Classic, held double. Is that right? Yeah, okay. So Kid Classic again, held double. Just a very simple drop shoulder design. So 2 strands of this work up at a bulky gauge. And you can see that it's a drop shoulder design with a longish sleeve. I love this. She's wearing it with this kind of silky skirt. And I love how they have paired these rather casual, you can't see it because I'm talking, sorry. Here you go. Now you can see. So this is a drop shoulder, and they've paired it again with this silky skirt, but you could easily wear it with jeans or leggings or whatever. But I love the combination of this sweater kind of as almost evening wear. I mean, because, you know, we're at home. Evening dinner at our table is, for me, that's an evening out, right? And here's, they've shown it with, you know, with the cropped white jeans, which is a great look. Who would wear this? What is the pattern Mary's knitting? Okay, hang on. Let me get back to that. Yes, Amber, me. Yes, you, babe. Okay, this is called the Lace Cardigan by Quail Studio, Gwen. This is what Mary is knitting, and she's doing it in this green, which is stunning, absolutely stunning. Gwen, yeah, you would wear this. Which one would you wear, Terry? Would you wear the lace cardigan, or would you wear the high neck sweater? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Very pretty. Yeah. Terry, this would look great on you. This would look great. I mean, that's the thing about this. I think it's so pretty and so flattering. Let me check and see something real quick. Yeah, it's not particularly size inclusive, but oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely size inclusive. It goes up, it's got like a 57-inch bust, So, you know, and I think depending on your body shape, you know, you could go with more or less ease. And I think it would be beautiful worn with a lot of ease or not so much. Yeah, I think that's a beautiful one. We should maybe have a knit along on that. What do you think, guys? That would be super easy to do. So there's that one. And then this, which actually is the color I think that Mary is doing. Let me have a look, see. Yep. So this is the color that Mary is using. And this is worked with Kid Classic and also Kid Silk Haze. Oops. Very pretty. And this, what you're going to notice about this one is it has the puff cuff that Trisha Malcolm talked about. So isn't that cute? Yeah, I think everybody's liking that high neck one. We may have to find ourselves a little knit along. What do you think, ladies? What are you thinking about the puff cuff? Are you liking that or not so much, maybe? What do you think? I would be interested in hearing. So here is it's not a puff cuff, but it's not a real tight cuff. So do you see the difference? It's still long and it still comes down, you know, to a kind of a modern length, but it isn't puffed. So Anne says no, she would not wear it. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. The last one I have to show you, and I just really have to thank you guys for bearing with me, is just a super simple scarf. And the point of this scarf is simply to knit with a cashmere haze because it is a beautiful, beautiful yarn. It kind of takes the best of Kid Silk Haze and cashmere and alpaca classic and puts them all together in this beautiful light combination of cashmere, well, and alpaca and silk. And it just is a lovely, lofty fiber. It's not as fine as Kid Silk Haze. In fact, you could knit it by itself at a DK gauge. And I think this is a beautiful, beautiful scarf. But yeah, I would love to see just a simple little top. Okay, and they're using that held together. So, but the cashmere haze, yeah, is 40% alpaca, 30% cashmere, and 30% silk. So it's a beautiful, they're calling it a lace weight yarn, but I can tell you that a lot of the designs that I have seen for it are at a sport or a DK gauge. So, yeah. So there is that. And I will tell you also that we have been so busy in the shop putting up the Rowan display. We have the whole front quarter dedicated to Rowan and Mode at Rowan. And we have all of the Mode yarns and all of the colors all up in there. We have all of the Rowan's Mode colors and all of the yarns kind of in line so you can see the Mode palette all in a glance. And then on the other side, we have all of the yarns in all of the colors so that you can see everything that's available to you. So I'm super excited about it. And it's a lot of work. It's coming along. But yeah, it is taking some time, but I think you're going to really like what you see when you come into the store to look at Rowan. I also wanted to tell you, be sure to mark your calendars for next, starting on the 9th. I'm going to be introducing I will have a beautiful Mode trunk show. And what I'm thinking about doing is doing some live events and doing some in-person events where we can stagger people coming to the shop so that we are able to maintain social distance, but you can still come in and see the yarns and try the garments and see them in person and touch them and all that stuff. So look for that. I'll be talking about that in the newsletter and I'll be starting that. So we'll have some daytime options and some evening options, some during the week and some weekend, so that no matter when is a good time for you, you can have a chance to come in and see. And I'm thinking that one of the Wednesday night Crazy for You lives, I'll actually try to set up in the shop and do the live from the shop. So I think that might be kind of fun also. Do you think you would enjoy that? Having a live from the shop? All right. So, Eveline, let's see what everybody's had to say. Yes. Okay, Joan is no on the puff cuff, right? Peggy, no on the puff cuff. Sure, okay. No on the puff cuff. Eveline, love the puff cuff. Hey, good for you. Let's see. Anne, yes, like it. Easy knit. Yes, yes. Amber, yeah. So cute. So I would love to have you guys come in if you can and see the garments and see the yarns in person, because they really are just so beautiful. So, so beautiful. So I'm excited to have them, and I'm excited to bring them to you. So we're busy working up lots and lots of things. And don't forget that Saturday at 10 o'clock is when we have our live with David McLeod again. And we are going to be going through all of the Rowan core yarns and the 2 new yarns for Mode at Rowan, which are introduced tomorrow. So if you have already ordered your tasting kit, then it should be in your hands. And the 2 new yarns we just sent out, because I didn't want to spoil the surprise. I promised I wouldn't send them out before it was time. So those are on their way to you as well. If you ordered in-store pickup, they are ready for you to pick up in store. If you are local and you would like to pick up a tasting kit before Saturday, you can absolutely do that. If you are far away and you would like me to mail it, I'll be happy to do that as well. But I can't guarantee that it would be there before Saturday, which is fine, because you can still knit along with the yarn tasting and enjoy that experience. It just won't be live, but it's still a great opportunity to kind of hear what David has to say about the yarns and how they work with this particular collection and kind of their history. So it starts with kind of the core yarns, and you have to, I think the yarns have to continually earn a place in the Rowan line, which I love, because, same at the shop, you have to earn a place on the shelf at the shop. So these are yarns that have earned a place on the shop, and I'm excited to bring them to you. So that's Saturday morning at 10 o'clock with me and David McLeod, and I think you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun, because he's just so charming. And then next week, we'll have our regular Tuesday and Wednesday night session. I will try to post the information on that sooner than I did tonight. But was there anything waiting on my kit? Yeah, it should come to you soon, sweetie. How many yarns total are you tasting? I think it is 9 yarns. So there's Kid Classic, there's Alpaca Classic, there's oh my goodness, there's the Pure Cashmere, there's the Big Wool, there's the Brushed Fleece, there's the Soft Boucle, there's the Aria, and there's one more, and I'm forgetting it, and I apologize. Oh, Alpaca Soft Decay. So yeah, there are 9 yarns. The 7 came early, and then the 2 were the ones that just are brand new yarns that I'm sending out separately. So yeah, it's not too late to get those if you're local, and if you don't mind getting the actual knitting after, that's fine. Because I think, honestly, when we do the tasting with David, things go so quickly. I've had people tell me that, they'll knit a little bit, and then they end up just watching the presentation live, so that they can maybe comment, and then later on they go back on YouTube and look at the presentation, so that they can stop it and kind of knit a little bit and then move on. And I think that's a really good way to kind of have both. So tune in live so that you can watch the presentation and chat with us, and say hey to David, and kind of really appreciate seeing him live, because he's just so wonderful. And then go back later on and knit the samples kind of with us as we talk about it. So that's certainly an option for you. But I've way overstayed my welcome, but thank you for joining me. Let me see if there's anybody else. Hi, Gail. So you need to pick up the 2 new ones, Dana. They are there at the shop for you. So anyway, I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, keep knitting and create something beautiful. See you soon.